angry, Ozzy. 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 Angry, Ozzy. 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 Angry.
Hello. Okay, wait. One more hello. I've got to do another thing. Well, I think of it. I'm gonna write down some cocktail ideas a bit later. But as we wait for the regular crowd to shuffle in, I shall make my cocktail video. Because that's just the way I roll. Okay, let's get ready. Because here I come now. Never met a man. I'm going to put this over here for a start. You do, it's all right. Alright, come on, start getting shit together, honestly. Why am I so confused? It's so confusing. Never met a man who made me feel the way that you do. It's alright. Fee, fa, fo, fo. Look out, baby, 'cause here I come. Get ready. Get ready. Do. Get ready. Ready, 'cause here I come. All right. Okie dokie. Artichoke. That there and that there. Try not to get confused and fuck up video. And we want tequila and mezcal. Okay, let's get everything ready. Give this another shaky shake. Mélangeant. Turn the lid off. Come on, damn it. Open this. Alrighty. Wo ist mein Phone? Okay. Go to the Trello. Camera off. I was wondering if I should ask Mrs. Angry to turn down the tennis. I'm worried the microphone's going to pick up the noise. It's only a short, I don't care. Okay. Und so. Get ready. All right, mezcal. Forgot what I was doing for a second there. So I'm making a couple strong margaritas, essentially. The other thing I'm going to do. Put some ice in the glasses. All right. Now I'm ready. That's right. Let's go. We are here to go. Tequila. Mezcal. Lemon juice. Doing this one first. 50 mils of orgeat. A bit more. Making a sticky mess. Orgeat. A few drops of saline. Alrighty. That's that. This here. And we'll put a bit more ice in the shaker. Okay. Let's get this ready. Turns the camera back on. About right. Let's go. That's a nice wash line. Okay. That's the first one. Okay, done with that. Gotta quickly make the other one. Get ready. Okay, so chuck us some fresh ice in. Okay, tequila. Lime juice. Syrup. Oh, people in the chat. Hello. I'll be there in a minute. Just essentially making a couple of strong margaritas. And some saline. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay. Let's get this light over here. Who's there? Home for the elderly. Hello, Justin. Hello. All right. Oh, okay. Got to put some lids on things because I don't want any disasters. Because I have knocked these things over before. Okay. Good O. White O the doodle-o. Okie doke. Is this on? Okay, is this on? Hey Greg, how you going? All right, I think we're just about ready. G'day, cocktail lovers. I found a recipe for G'day, cocktail lovers. I found a recipe for an agave-based cocktail called a Cameron, apparently named after a significant battle in Mexican history. And I looked at it, I thought, that's a Tommy's margarita, but with lemon juice instead of lime juice, and orgeat as the sweetener instead of agave syrup. So my first thought was, how different will that actually be? I assumed quite a bit, but of course I had to try it. Very different in fuck you guys. Very different in appearance. This one with the orgeat is creamy looking because orgeat tends to be like that. And this looks like, yeah, classic marg right here, although not the orange. Although no orange liqueur, that's what makes it a Tommy's margarita. Also, split base between tequila and mezcal in the Cameron. So I did that with the Tommy's margarita as well. That's how I like margaritas anyway. Before I taste, I'll show you how to make it. In a shaker, put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of tequila, then 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of mezcal. Then 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 mils of lemon juice, half an ounce or 15 mils of orgeat. And to bring out some of the flavors, I'm putting 3 drops of saline. Add ice to the shaker, shake that for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and I'm straining that into a chilled Nicanora glass. And to make my version of the Tommy's Margarita, same dealio, but you swap out the lemon for lime juice and the orgeat for some agave syrup. But taste test, and this is the new one, the Cameron. I'm going to taste this first. That is actually not as sweet as I thought it would be. We're still getting the agave spirit showing off, which was intentionally, Incidentally, that was the purpose of the Tommy's Margarita, leaving out the orange liqueur to really show off the tequila. So it's working, but trying the traditional one. I think this has got like a cleaner, brighter taste. I'll give the Cameron one more go. For some reason, I feel like I taste the mezcal more in this one. And the tequila more in this one. But honestly, if you love margaritas, particularly if you like Tommy's Margaritas, they're both good. And it's an interesting switch up. Unsurprisingly, they taste really quite different. The lime juice is a bit sharper than the lemon juice, but it's good for a switch up. So if you like margaritas and want to try something a little different, why not try a Cameron? Cheers. Ooh, high quality glasses that make good noises when you cheers yourself. Okay, time to switch a couple of things off, then sit down and chat. All right, shut this off. Shut the bright light off. Mood lighting. Here we fucking go. Okay, maybe I'll pour them over ice. That's how you normally have a Tommy's Margarita anyway. Right, what y'all been doing? Well, I mean, what was that? That's like 15 minutes. That's not bad to get a 2-minute video. It's just me, Aussie politics crazier than normal. No, it seems about normal to me. The Liberal Party just fucking imploding. What else feels crazy, Justin? Maybe I've missed something. Just generally, this is not really political news, but it's just typical hack conservative media in Australia. It's about the right to work from home because the Victorian State Premier is like has introduced a law to pretty much enshrine the right to work from home if it's feasible for your job. And it's still funny to me how much employer groups lose their shit over that because it makes people happier. So why wouldn't you do it? It's because they're paranoid. They don't like to lose control. They like the idea that they've got people under their thumb and they're worried people have a bit of independence. They'll be less likely to put up with bullshit. I mean, they usually come straight out and say it. They couch it in terms of, the culture, and they don't bond with us and they'll just leave. And it's like, yeah, well, work harder, fucko. And anyway, one of these conservative media outlets, I think it's a AM radio station on their website going, that work from home proposal, get in the water. We consulted with like an employment lawyer, someone who represents the fucking interests of employer groups. And it's like, get fucked, you absolute fucking toads. It's It's like they wonder why people say they're irrelevant and they're meaningless. It's like, because like we know you're lying to us and just pushing vested interest. Oh yeah, you Home Fidelity, you're absolutely right. One Nation is surging as the Libs collapse. Nationals aren't really collapsing, but the Libs are. This will be the tipping point, a coalition between the Nationals and One Nation. That'll be a thing. Oh, I also, Justin, I do agree the leadership challenge in the Nationals was weird. And that's like a direct challenge to the idea of we need to be more conservative and, break the coalition. A backbencher saying, fuck you, dude, that's a bad idea. So I'll grant you that was a surprise. Mm. Not my favorite, but it's okay. Oh god, I don't know that I even make particularly good margaritas. There's damn, I found a place that makes my favorite margaritas though in Brighton. And what's weird is the name of it. It's got a French name, Le Petit Société. It's right on Middle Brighton Station, and just got that French vibe. But they specialize in margaritas, and they really make good margaritas. They've got a whole bunch of variations that are really good. Yeah, mugs are straightforward. They've got that going for them. I don't think I make a great margarita, honestly. I've got some interesting spirits and liqueurs and this was the non-liqueur version, so it's not bad. It's just not setting my world on fire. That's like a 7 out of 10 for me. It's not terrible, but I am unlikely to make it again. I was actually hoping for more from it. And that's usually always tell when I'm really disappointed. I had high hopes for something, and it just came out meh. Or sometimes it comes out shit, and I'm really disappointed. 90% of knocking out a great cocktail is confidence. I like that, Charlie. Justin, Nation's more of a threat to the Nationals. Why did Joyce join One Nation? Because he's a weird has-been. I get what you're saying, though. Oh, no. One Nation will do better in the cities, and One Nation does do better in the cities than the Nationals. If they can pick their most racist suburbs or electorates, they might make some inroads. Really make the Liberal Party the juniors of thing. Like I could see a One Nation Nationals coalition, or just One Nation, challenging the few suburban seats the Liberals still hold. You reckon second or third time you've knocked out a marg, it's better? I think that's a combination of you're in the rhythm and you've had a couple of margs, and so everything sounds better. I know. See, that's what I think, Justin. But if there was a Nationals One Nation coalition, I think One Nation might seriously infringe. And again, because if they've fucked off the coalition with the Liberals, that whole don't contest the city thing was partly because no one in the city would vote for them, but also that's Liberal Party territory. So, but I think One Nation would fancy their chances. They wouldn't necessarily win. It wouldn't necessarily pay out for them. And as I think we keen observers will have noted, there is a significant difference between surveys done when there isn't an election happening and how people vote in an election. I mean, not always. Sometimes it's straight down the line. The election goes exactly as several years worth of surveys predicted. But Morrison wasn't predicted to win when he won, and it was horrifying that he did. Labor wasn't predicted to absolutely fucking crush the Liberal Party last election, but they did. I mean, Labor were predicted quite heavily to win, But the most popular vote was the most popular bet was with a reduced margin. I don't think anyone was betting crush the life out of the Liberal Party. And now I'm at a butterfly, if I didn't already say it. I'm having a ramble, so when I'm rambling, I tend to forget what I'm saying, what I have said, what I haven't said. Anyway, I'm looking forward to a date night this Saturday because the place we're going to makes like my favorite dessert cocktail, one of my favorite sours, and several of my favorite stir drinks. It's fucking great. It's just a suburban place. It's fucking great. Hello, Pat, by the way. Justin, you found out someone who's standard special needs high school with Liberal Party candidate for Victoria election seat Liberals already hold, sitting members retiring. Well, being handed to them, is it? Or are they in trouble? Well, you know, what are we at? It's November. The next Victorian state election is. That's a surprise packet because, you know, from traditional political sensibilities, it's like most things are working against Labor, but the Victorian Liberals are a fucking disaster area. So who knows what happened? It could easily be a change of government. It could be Labor squeaks in. It could be the Liberals are so fucked, Labor holds on comfortably. Again, anyone who thinks they can conclusively predict what will happen in the Victorian state election is a bullshit artist who should be ignored. Because kind of anything can happen. Pat, you had a best day. Well, buddy. I'm loving the idea of a best day. What happened for it to be your best day? I had an okay day. Didn't have a best day. So I'm kind of jealous. I want to know what was in your best day. Now my second strong margarita. Jesus, it's only Thursday. I'm just trying to get myself fucked up. 2 strong margaritas in the first half hour. Yeah, 10 out of 10 day for Pat. Greg, you reckon? Justin, handed to them basically going special needs school to being a serious candidate. Quite a strong. And I mean, you know, kudos to them. I could make several bad taste jokes about it. Very regressive, ableist jokes, but I won't. I will just say, well, that's overcoming a difficult start in life. Good job. Even if you're standing for a political party I fucking despise, just, you know, completely in the abstract, good job. I mean, I know exactly what a right-wing commentator would say about someone in the same situation getting pre-selection for a Labor Party seat, which is exactly, well, it's one of 2 reasons I won't say it. Second is it's just a shit thing to say. Now, girlfriend. Okay. Pat, okay. Same girlfriend, because you're on again, off again. I'm here for the drama, honestly. Is it a new girlfriend or you're back with your girlfriend, Rachel? Is it a new girlfriend? You're such a pants man, honestly. I love it. So Justin, he's hard, right? Okay. So yeah, I genuinely don't like the guy. There you go. But in the abstract, the achievement, good work. Okay, that one's much, yeah. The traditional Tommy's margarita is much better than the alternative one. But that's okay. That's an interesting. When I was just going sip for sip, I was going, oh, not big. But then I drank the whole alternative one with the lemon juice and the orgeat, and 7 out of 10. Then this one, in comparison, much better, an 8 out of 10. Justin, you'd be curious how he'd answer a question. What about someone asked him about, why were you in a special needs school, and how do you feel about, getting past that start in life and being in the Liberal Party? Yeah, much better. Much better. Okay, well that's good because I was just going like, yeah, that one I tried is a disappointment, and I was thinking not Rachel. God, you're out of control, Pat. You're just picking up women left, right, and center. Unstoppable. You know, when people in the Melbourne underground criminal underworld called Pat the Machine, I thought they meant he was a killing machine, but apparently they meant he was a sex machine. I thought how the Liberal Party seems like a smooth transition. He's sensitive about it. Oh yeah, I get right. If I honestly think he should embrace it. Like I'm genuinely like, you know what? You for whatever reason you were in the special needs school, things were difficult for you growing up, and you've gotten past it. That's something to be celebrated, as far as I'm concerned. It's like me, if I was ashamed of coming from Dubbo and refused to admit I came from Dubbo and got really tetchy if people said, wasn't Dubbo a weird bogan town? How did you come from a weird bogan town? It's just like, no, you know what? It is what it is. It is true. It is not everything about me, but it is something about me. Okay, every sip I have of this margarita makes me feel better about my margarita making abilities. So it wasn't me that was the problem, it was that recipe. That recipe is not great. I think it needed to be sweet. I mean, there was a lot of sweetener in it, the orgeat. I feel like it needed even more, honestly. Probably would have liked it better if there was more. Oh yeah, no, Justin. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised you agree that he should be here, but I'm actually with you. That's a very interesting observation. The fact that he came from a challenging start in life. Now that should be pure Liberal Party, particularly hard right Liberal parties. Like, no, I had everything against me. Odds were stacked against me and everything. But this great country lets you triumph through hard work and perseverance. So or bugger all those people who want a handout and whatnot, just get out and work for it. So logically, he should lean into it hard because it's pure Liberal Party as a story. But yeah, would I be surprised if he was cagey or embarrassed about it? Not at all. So, oh god, that's so yummy. It's making me want to have another margarita. But anyway, anywho, I need to see. I'm almost. I was about to say something really stupid, like I've almost cleared out the spirit's overflow in the mysterious cupboard of mystery, but I haven't really. Pat, not really doing the share on YouTube. You tell us all about your sex life tomorrow, though. The people want to know. And by the people, I mean me, because I'm a perv. I want to know. Sorry. I shouldn't talk like that. What's wrong with me? What is wrong with me, honestly? Brought up wrong. That's the problem. Needed a good smack. I got several smackings around, so that's not the answer. Justin, you could spin it as pro-Labor, start with your rights fighting, change things. Well, again, yes, if you were in the same position and Labor, you could also make it a core Labor story. And I mean, I'm talking stereotypes, but I think a Labor politician would be more likely to celebrate the story, like Albanese, celebrating, having grown up in public housing. It's such a good story that he's just fucking people in public housing over these days. Having said I'm clearing out the overflow. Because I think I've only got one overflow whiskey bottle now. I used to have like 6. What's actually in the mysterious cupboard of mystery? Okay, 1 bottle of rum, Archie Rose triple molasses. 1 bottle of whiskey. 1 bottle of white rum, Killick Silver. 1 bottle of whiskey, Helliers Road Roaring 40s. It's got all my infinity bottles. Okay, backup bottle of Smith & Cross. There is 1 bottle of gin in here. It's another Scotch. Okay, now there are several whiskies in here. There you go. Okay, there's probably more overflow in here than I thought. But how much Smith & I could kill that bottle of Smith & Cross, or I could put it. Nah, do I want to put it in my infinity bottle? Just make some rum drinks. Gins, I got 1 gin. Any of these? I don't think there's any bottles that are nearly empty. Not really. Oh, what's this one? Starred bourbon cask. I was thinking of killing that one next. Yeah, I think my next whiskey bottle kill is the Starwood bourbon cask one. All right, my phone. Get ready, because here I come now. Yeah, but of course, we're talking about politicians and their stories. So, I mean, they all bullshit, don't they? My personal beliefs, maybe some people call them prejudices, is that the Conservatives lie and talk shit more than Labor. Labor talks shit and Labor lies, but it's gotten weird. It's like every year the Conservatives get more full of shit and lie. I think this needs to get filtered again. Like it started with the 80s, Reagan and Thatcher, neoliberalism, when everything went to shit and we're still paying for it. Hey, honey, how you doing? I mean, I don't think a Conservative politician has to be a bad person. They just have different beliefs of how economics. They can be someone who just has different beliefs about economics and social policy, but they are still, from their own perspective, acting with integrity and consistency. It's just that globally, the people dominating conservative discourse are patently, obviously liars and grifters, scam artists, criminals, pieces of shit, like absolute fucking filth. As I said, I want to clarify. I am not saying that people who adhere to what we'd call, the classically conservative or even Robert Menzies' liberal views of the world, I'm not saying they're inherently bad. I am saying the people who dominate the discourse of conservative politics around the world are almost universally absolute pieces of shit. Justin, you want to organise during the election campaign? Send to random people posing as constituents and asking? Oh, Jesus. I mean, I'd like to ask him, like, say, pose as a constituent and ask the question. I'd like to do it in the most positive way. Like, is it true you went to a special needs school? And what, you know, with all the difficulties that you must have been facing, how do you credit, um, you know, reaching the stage you are now? What, what, what is it that's important that helped you to reach the stage you are now? To see if you can take it positively, because it would be kind of sad if he would just hide from it and take it as a negative, because he shouldn't. It, honestly, and yet, look, yes, definitely you get um, people being dicks on the internet about it, but I don't know. I think it's a pretty important conversation to have out there in the mainstream. Justin, are we going to plot for the Victorian election? You're going to come over to my electorate and fucking hassle Tim Wilson, piece of shit. Well, he's just a smug git. To me, he is the archetype of the Victorian Liberal Party, just smug, private school, entitled, I'm better than you prick. It was such a fucking shock to him when he lost his seat to a Teal. And I'm sure he's to the manor born mentality got fucking given new life when he then beat the Teal in the subsequent election. Yeah, Bob Catter is so uptight about being Lebanese. And I mean, I know exactly why he's doing it, because he's weird and racist and has his identity tied up in being a white person and white people being better. But his fucking grandfather was Lebanese. That's fucking wild that he's ashamed of that he rejects that. That is so weird to me. Thanks, Justin. Yeah, maybe we could. Man, Tim Wilson has vendettas, though. You read stories about him. Just, I think if you asked it in a public forum where there were journalists and you said, that must have been tough going through a special needs school and, but you've worked your way up to this position. What do you credit your success to? Or what do you think is important for people in, if there was a young person. Actually, no, I think this would be the most positive way to say it to him. So you went to a special needs school, must have been tough, but you've kept going and now you're in this position. Like, congratulations to you. What would you say to a kid who's in a similar position? That they have special needs. The system is not geared to support them. What do you think is the most important message you could send to a kid in a similar position to what you were in when you were a teenager? I would be genuinely interested in how he'd answer that. I think he'd just say, either you'd get the very revelatory thing where he's like ashamed and hedges and or he'd say a hardcore Liberal Party thing about pull yourself up by your bootstraps or something. But I would be genuinely interested in how he'd respond to that. See, here's me trying to be positive towards someone that I almost definitely wouldn't like. Oh, God, no, I wouldn't. Okay. See, Justin, that's, although that is what I genuinely believe, what you've put there. The Liberal Party just pushes discrimination and marginalisation. But that's a very adversarial question. And he just wouldn't answer you. He'd just tell you to fuck. Well, he wouldn't tell. Maybe he would. Don't think he'd actually tell you to fuck off. But figuratively, he'd tell you to fuck off. Because, okay, again, if he would embrace it, he could give the genuine answer what you're saying is obviously untrue because I got Liberal Party pre-selection. The Liberal Party doesn't discriminate. I don't know if he'd be together enough to say that. But yeah, I would literally just be trying to think of ways to say, to only put it in positive terms and just to see how he reacted. Like, would he get weird and defensive and be in denial? Because honestly, that question I'm saying, what advice would you give to a kid who's a teenager now, who's facing the same difficult or similar difficulties to what you faced as a teenager? What message would you send them? What support do you think they should have? And yeah, Home for the Elderly is a question for the kids. But it would be very telling, like if you were able to put this to him in the most positive way, how he responded would be very telling. He's got a master in communication, so he knows how to. Was he? Then I'd expect him to turn it into a Liberal Party talking point. The individual, you can be strong. Don't let other people tell you what you are. You don't need, welfare. You can get out there and make your own life. I would just be interested because I think there's a number of ways it could go. It could go where he gets really defensive and he's in denial and he doesn't want to talk about it and he takes it really badly. It could be where he just turns it into a straight up Liberal Party talking point about the power of the individual, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, welfare is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what degree of welfare or government support he'd had in his life. Or he might give a very thoughtful and vulnerable answer about, we have to stick together as a community, help people who need help. So given the range of possible responses are so diverse, I am intrigued at the idea of how he would actually respond, because I think that would tell you a lot about him. You give him the opportunity to respond positively. You only phrase the question or talking point positively, and there's still heaps of scope for him to just flip it negative. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But given you said he has a master's in communication, I would expect him, my expectation would be that he'd flip it to just Liberal Party talking points. And look, that's fine. That's politics. Obviously, I disagree with Liberal Party talking points. Oh, God, he worked for Matthew Guy? Jesus Christ. Ugh. Yeah, the hard ride of the Victorian Liberal Party. Jesus, honestly. What's it all about? It's funny because, we've had Labor government for a while here in Victoria. And, I've been in the public sector for 6 years now, under a Labor government the whole time. It's perfectly possible by the end of the year we'll be under a Liberal government, and who the fuck knows what will happen there. But I tell you what, boy, I'm in the union. And if we end up, inevitably, almost definitely, before I retire, there will be a Liberal government, because it's just the way things go. Things change. I'd be slightly surprised if they win the next state election. They might press Labor right to the line, but I would be quite surprised if they win. I think it's possible, but I'd be surprised. But I think, sometime in the next 10 years, it's almost inevitable there'd be a Liberal state government. And that would be interesting. What's it like? Because like Jeff Kennett in the 90s fucking massacred the public sector. Oh God, I can hear the vacuum robot in the hallway. So I'm going to come up and start banging on the door, wanting to get in and vacuum the room. I was flipping through channels the other day, and the Jason Statham giant shark movie, The Meg, was on. And there's just this one scene where it's in this undersea research laboratory that the giant shark attacks. A little robot vacuum cleaner goes past and they've stuck a shark fin to it. So it's just going with a shark fin. What a hoot. We don't have a shark fin on ours. Ours has a face. It's hard not to try to customize and personify one of these little robot vacuum cleaners, I think. I think it's time to have some mineral water because it's coming up on. It's only 10 to 9, but I should be at least vaguely responsible, quite honestly. Actually, to go a bit global, Heine the cat is not a fan of the vacuum. Scares might be a bit strong, but the cat is definitely not a fan and will often leave the room if the vacuum is running around. Ooh, nice. Good new movies. What are the new movies this week? Home for the Elderly. I've fallen behind. There's just too much to watch. The more, like I was talking to you about, there's an ABC series from fucking 8 or 10 years ago, Clever Man. And I don't know what made me think of it today. Something did. And I looked it up and it's like, I thought there was only ever one season of it, which was very disappointing. But apparently there were 2 seasons and some specials. And I liked it. The pacing was probably too slow in it. But it was great. It was taking some very old Aboriginal stories and putting them into the modern world. And it was following some very interesting ideas. And now I found out there was a second season, apparently. I really want to see it. Actually, if I look it up, let's go. Clever Man TV series episode guide. 6 episodes in season 1, 6 episodes in season 2. But I saw a thing on Plex that was suggesting there were some specials. Oh yeah, Justin, if we have the conversation with the guy and he reacts badly and it's recorded, it's just like, dude, you have to embrace who you are. If you're ashamed of who you are and try to hide it, otherwise compare. Okay, so Wikipedia says there was only the 2 seasons, 12 episodes. So I'm not sure what Plex was saying about specials. So hopefully you. Oh, I saw you had Anaconda, actually. Wrecking Crew looks like it could be fun. Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa. That looks like it could be fun. Primitive War. I remember seeing a trailer for that a while back. Damn, there's too much shit to watch. Every now and then, besides all the new shit, I think of an older show and go, oh yeah, I'm going to watch it. And I feel super guilty if I spend hours just watching shit on TV. I feel like I should be doing shit. Primitive War's an Aussie movie. Okay, yeah, I'm sure I saw a trailer for it. Are they fighting dinosaurs? Is that it? I watch so many film trailers on YouTube. I can end up losing track of them. Ugh. But like I said, too much stuff to watch. Looks like that's it. Okay. Uh, you've seen the cover. I've definitely seen the trailer for it, but that was like 6 months ago or something. Um, we'll have to see what I'm up to this weekend. Recovery stuff. I kind of want to watch that new Marvel show because it seems to get quite meta. It's got Ben Kingsley playing his out of work actor character who masqueraded as the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. Um, Wonder Man is the latest Marvel series. I'll probably watch it on Disney. Disney, which I'm even though I can, Charlie, you put the stuff on Plex, so I could kill all my streaming things, but I think my kids are still using my streaming thing, so in deference to them, I'll keep some of them. So yeah, from the trailers that I saw, Wonder Man it's very meta. It's about them, people trying to make either a movie or a TV series about uh, a superhuman Wonder Man comic book who's a comic book character, and the world's got kind of sick of comic book movies, and you let them get Plex accounts. Oh, young Mr. Angry in particular was very keen on your Plex when he was here because you had some of his favorite shows and stuff. Oh, you got spots since the upgrade? All right, I'll talk to him. But yeah, so Wonder Man, there's a guy who auditions for the role for Wonder Man, and he actually has powers. And it's like apparently a big rule is you can't have powers if you apply for it. So he's got to hide it. And his acting coach is this Ben Kingsley character. Honestly, it looks funny. And I like the meta aspect of it. A Marvel series about how people are possibly sick of Marvel series. So, I think it's a good thing. Well, might do it. I'm okay. I'm gonna message the young'uns and tell them about it. Then I might kill all my streaming services. Madam Butterfly, being on best behavior, you don't feel like this thing. Well, I mean, that's a change because you've been earning lots of stays in the naughty chair recently. Noise, not going anywhere. All right. Oh, okay. I'm going to legit talk to the young'uns tomorrow and say, hey, if you were interested, this service with hundreds of shows and thousands of movies. Yearly upgrades. Nice. Well, I'd always support you in that. Particularly if I can on my streaming services. Yeah, you did a big one last year. It's all good in the hood. Okay, that's what I was doing. I was just drinking the melted ice. Gonna have some mineral water because I'm responsible. Hey, kids. Gonna have your own supercomputer in 5 to 10 years? Nice. Don't just drink alcohol all night, kids. Mix it up with non-alcoholic beverages. Because while I won't deny that getting drunk is fun, everything in moderation. I think keep things under control. We have a Cray in the back. That's old school. Talking about a Cray supercomputer. Do they still get made? Because they were the very early supercomputer makers, Cray. And of course, because ever since people have got really clever about putting computers in parallel to create, massive server farms and whatnot. You're a bit too drunk by the end of the video, Tuesday. Well, that's the thing. We were just talking for an hour. You lose track of the lubrication. Yeah. I think you're right that Cray doesn't still get made, but they were supercomputers back in the 90s, Cray. Funniest thing about computer technology, having dabbled in computers since the 80s, like particularly once we hit the 90s, it just advanced rapidly and got way more powerful and way cheaper. I think maybe things like the Cray supercomputer got made redundant by server farms just running servers in series. And even like the early days of Google, they just had thousands of PCs in their data centers, thousands of PCs running in parallel. And it was just someone's job to go around and goes, oh, looks like that one died. Just pull it out, replace it with another one. Like they wouldn't even do any diagnostics. They wouldn't try to fix anything. It's just like, oh, that one's broken. Pull it out, put a new one in. Because they just became commodities. Once they really perfected the ideas of running them, as distributed servers running in parallel, that got rid of the need for supercomputers. A PC from 2011 was faster than a Cray from the early 90s. Definitely. It's and my favorite change was for years, like going through the 90s into the early 2000s, your entry-level laptop was $2,000. And all that would change is what an entry-level laptop was. It's kind of like, oh, everything's got better. So the thing that used to be up here is now entry-level and it's $2,000. And so it was for a decade or more, the cheapest laptop you could get was $2,000. And then there was finally a tipping point. Things that advanced so quickly. It's like, oh no, we can sell people a laptop for $300 that serves 99% of household needs. And so all the more expensive laptops were just for high-end stuff. But I reckon it was for a decade or more, your entry-level laptop was $2,000. But now you get laptops for $200 or $300 that, if all you do is go on the internet, that's all you need. I feel that you had a 486 black and white laptop from 94, kept it 2002. Damn. My first computer I bought with my own money to have at home was a 486. It was actually a 386 that got upgraded to a 486 because Pentiums had just come out. So the 486s were really cheap. Had started with a grand total of 4 megabytes of RAM. Before I finished with it, it had 4 slots for RAM, so it had 4 1 megabyte RAM chips in there. By the end of its life, I'd changed those all to 4 megabyte things. So it was 16 megabytes of RAM. Fucking wild. Oh, you got that for Timbertop. Nice. 15-meter long phone wire. Surf the web with your feet in the pool in 1998. Yeah. Dial-up, baby. I think I had dial-up until... Well, actually, no, I know. I can measure it because it was just before I started YouTube. I got like Foxtel internet, cable TV and internet. And then I just decided like, oh, well, I can go on YouTube now. You had dial up to 2004. I think, well, I can literally track it 20 years. So I think I had dial up to somewhere between 2004, 2005. Yeah, see, I never got ADSL. I went straight to cable because I was getting Foxtel to have the kids' channels to keep the kids happy. So I went straight from dial-up to cable, jumping ADSL altogether. And yeah, I can map that to fucking YouTube because it was literally, I was running my blog, which was quite successful and I'd made no secret. The reason I had the blog was to try and develop material to do stand-up comedy. And I had a lot of people following my blog and they went, oh, you should do this as like a podcast. And honestly, I wish I had, because if I had started a podcast 20 years ago, I probably would have been super fucking successful. But then I just went, oh, I've got broadband now. I can jump straight from, I don't need to go to audio. I can jump straight from text to video. And I started a YouTube channel, which, as we all know, was moderately successful. Wait, did I get distracted? What picture of me did you put in the vid? I don't remember. I must have got distracted. But that happens a lot, particularly with longer videos. I'll be watching them. I'll be multitasking. I'll be playing a game on my phone or looking at other websites when I'm listening. Oh, I think I missed it when I was talking about British Dennis the Menace. Yeah, because Frankie the Skin, who sometimes come on the streams, he had determined I looked like the British Dennis the Menace. And he would Photoshop my head onto the cartoon Dennis the Menace. Because he did have black spiky hair. That's the whole thing segment, yes. As I said, you did do a flash bit of graphics for the intro, which I liked. But damn. Goofy fucks, yeah. But it, so far as I know, it's true of the Golden Age Disney characters like Mickey, Donald, Goofy. Goofy is the only one who canonically fucks because he has a kid. We all assume Donald and Daisy fuck, but we don't have progeny as evidence. We assume Minnie and Mickey fuck, but we don't have progeny as evidence. Goofy has progeny, not adopted. He is the biological father of that kid. So Goofy fucks. Yeah, no. After Effects. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Anytime you want to do some After Effects shit for me, because I am so fucking lazy. Like my editing software, I think I use 10% of the features on it. I could just go fucking ape shit with it. And it's just like, ugh. Then I'd have to practice. Then I'd have to read instructions. Then I'd have to teach myself. Ugh. I'm just going to do basic editing. So yes, the site called Video Copilot gave you step-by-steps how to do it. Nice. Nice. Yeah, even, if I was just to move to using 20 to 25% of the features in my editing software, a few fun things it does is particularly split screen stuff, which I've done. You love it when the autism kicks in. You're up till 2 a.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday night. on the video all day for 2 days editing. Yeah. Oh, shit. Wait, where's my fucking USB drive? I'm sure I brought it in here. I was going to show you the third. Here it is. Okay, fucking found it. Okay, I hope I don't knock my microphone out when I do this, but I might. Where are we? Okay. Put it in the USB hub. Okay. What's in here? Okay, I don't want either of those, so I'll delete them to make more space. I'm going to copy this to the local drive. Paste. How long is this going to take? Also, I don't know. I might be fucking up my processor on this. It might stutter a bit. Best vid, yeah, nice. Going to use independent mic, getting clear mic signal from both you and me. Nice. Nah, don't show me the list. I love the surprise. I love the surprise of what's the next disc you're going to bring out. So definitely don't tell me ahead of time. It's an adventure is what it is. And I love an adventure. Okay, okay, a third of the video is transferred. We just gotta stick with it. I don't even need a toilet break. I was thinking I could use this as a toilet break, but I don't even need one. Just keep slowly working my way through my mineral. You included the prank call. Ah, nice. Honestly, if it ever happens that I get that prank call when I'm recording a video, I'll save it too. Put it on my YouTube channel. Okay, we're 2/3 done with transferring from the USB to my laptop. It's interesting, that one I got the other day was a different voice, like sounded like a girl, but a previous boy. But I swear it's got to be the same kids that kind of got like a number spoofing software or something. Madam Butterfly, you are an adventure, definitely. All right, 96%, almost ready. So I'm going to show this video. Okay, transfer complete. So, wait, where are we? We'll get the video. G'day, cocktail lovers. I am going to make... Stop it. Okay. Okay. Yes, the fake Italian accent was very funny. Okay, so got to put the audio in. Oh, come on, fuck you, stop it. All right, I'll put me down here. Oh, wait, Indian. Sorry, I misread what you wrote as Italian. Their fake accent, whatever it was funny. I think you're right, it was Indian. Okay, let's watch this. G'day, cocktail lovers. I am going to make another of my all-time favorite cocktails to go in the book. This is called the Obituario. When I first tried this back in 2024, honestly, I was doing it as a novelty. It's essentially a wet martini, but made with agave spirits. So I was like, okay, I'm really not sure how that's going to turn out. It's created by Simon Difford for a Day of the Dead event. and I thought, I'll go with it, but I did not genuinely have high hopes for it. It instantly became a favorite of mine. I rated it 9+ out of 10. For years, I'd had mezcal and tequila in my collection, and it was just for the occasional cocktail that called for them as an ingredient. But after trying this and just loving it, I spent the last couple of years actively seeking out recipes that had tequila and particularly mezcal in them. So if you're feeling a little dubious about a tequila and mezcal martini, I don't blame you. I was too, but I really recommend you try this. Fun fact, all tequila is mezcal, but not all mezcal is tequila. For years, I had the relationship reversed in my head, and that was because everyone knows tequila, and mezcal was more of a fringe thing. So I thought mezcal was the subset of tequila, but it's the other way around. All scotch is whiskey, all cognac is brandy, all vodka is bullshit. They're both made from the agave plant, but tequila must be made from blue agave. Mezcal can be made from a range of agaves, so you tend to get a broader range of flavors with mezcal. Everything from quite fruity to more sort of dry and mineral-like. Another difference is how the agave hearts that are used for the spirits are prepared. For tequila, they're steamed. For mezcal, they're roasted, and this is what gives mezcal its characteristic smoky quality. To be honest, of the major spirit types, I know least about agave spirits. I'm not that well versed in what's a good one, what's overrated, what's overhyped. So I'd be prepared for an enthusiast to say, my choices are kind of rubbish. I'll level with you. They were on special, but I've used them quite a bit and I like them, so they work for me. My tequila is 110 proof as opposed to the usual 80 proof. That was a big part of my decision to buy it. Kick the cocktails up a notch with that one. My mezcal, Peloton de la Muerte, which translates as Death Squad, is one I've had before, so when I saw it on special, I grabbed another bottle. Eagle-eyed viewers of the video may notice the worm. Well, it's actually the moth of a larva that feeds on the agave plant. The real hardcore tequila and mezcal people say, that means it's rubbish. That's only done for tourists. It's not done for the good stuff. If there's worms or the larva or scorpions sometimes in the bottle, it's just some gimmicky thing to suck tourists in. Broadly speaking, they're right. In my defense, these worms actually come from a bottle of mezcal I bought over 10 years ago, and honestly, I did like it, and just for fun, I've been transferring them between bottles ever since, which might not be the best decision I've ever made for my personal health. I don't know, I'm assuming the alcohol has disinfected them, but as I said, this follows the martini template. The recipe I saw said to use a Blanco vermouth. That, in terms of sweetness, is between a dry and a sweet. If you don't have that, I would say go dry vermouth. I've made it with dry vermouth and it's nice. For this one, I'm actually going to use Lillet Blanc, which is an aromatized wine, cousin of vermouth, strictly speaking not vermouth, but it works. One last note before making the cocktail. The name of the cocktail is the Obituario. This is from the classic New Orleans cocktail, the Obituary, which simply put is a wet martini with some absinthe thrown in. And because we're doing the agave spirits in place of the gin in this one, we're going en español, the Obituario. Now, to make the cocktail in a mixing glass, we add 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of Blanco tequila, then 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of mezcal, then 1 ounce or 30 mils of your vermouth, then 2.5 mils, about 1/2 bar spoon or 3 dashes of absinthe. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. I'm straining that into a chilled Nicanora glass. And here it is, my Obituario. This is one of the cases where I really like my bright blue absinthe, because when you just put a couple of dashes in a clear drink, you get this really light, icy blue thing. And also, it really annoys weird gatekeepers who think absinthe is not allowed to be blue. I've explained this multiple times. It's a little gimmick of these makers. The strength is color-coded, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Basically, if you're going to be a gatekeeper, I think you're an annoying dork. Shut up, go away. I'm going to try this now. Just how I remember it. Bright, clean taste with that earthy minerality underneath it. Look, if you're a gin martini lover, you might expect this to be a bit harsh, and it's certainly quite different to a gin martini, but really, trust me, try it.
I was so surprised how much I like this. In general, if you want to get familiar with tequila and mezcal, I recommend just finding recipes that you like and substituting the spirits, particularly if it's a white spirit, substitute the white spirit with tequila and or mezcal and see what you get. You might be surprised. For instance, in another one, I actually did a comparison of all the spirits if I made a cosmopolitan, because Cosmo is normally vodka, vodka's bullshit. So I made it with white rum, whiskey, and for a laugh, I did tequila. I really didn't expect to like it. That was my favorite. So don't be shy. If, like me, you know the least about it, it's time to explore. Check out some tequila and mezcal drinks and start with this one, the Obituario. Cheers.
Okay, so that's it. Did you like the TARDIS effect? And I do like being able to work in vodka as bullshit into a thing. Really stands out when you watch these. Sorry, what exactly do you mean there, Charlie? What my channel needs? I just want to be clear what you're saying. So, but of course, my question is, what do you think works better? The fade in of the bottles or the slow-mo things? Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. They have more depth and they're more educational. They're better videos, basically, not least because I'm scripting them. I actually like both, like the slow-mo of the bottles sliding in or the fade in. Yeah, TARDIS effect by far. I'm very happy with how it came out. So, okay, great. See, and this is the whole process. Making these will inform the book movie. I have to admit, okay, so I'm going to a place for date night on Saturday where I really like the cocktails. And I had talked about doing a video on that place. Maybe I'll talk to them about that. People walk away from the vids more satisfied and fulfilled. Watch more. I hope so. Look, they're not going live for fucking 2 months yet. Or more. 2.5 months? No, 2 months. I think the first one goes live in 2 months because that's just how far ahead I was. Although, no, I put them on the Angry Aussie channel. The first one goes live on the Angry Aussie channel tomorrow morning. This is going to be the thing. Like, honestly, maybe I should fucking... if people watch on the Angry Aussie channel, maybe I should fucking abandon the second channel. If I get more people watching and getting engaged on the Angry Aussie channel, it's an experiment. Everything's an experiment. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's one long video on Fridays. And it's good, basically. I've scripted the next one. I might do a couple of tweaks on the script tomorrow, but I'll be recording it tomorrow night in the stream and probably editing it over the weekend. These take a couple of hours to edit. Views are highest on Friday. I think particularly for cocktails, people are thinking about having some drinks on the weekend, which is why I want to do my feature one on a Friday. On the cocktail channel, I'm doing a couple of shorts during the week just to keep things ticking over. And because shorts are so easy to do as well. So, yeah, but I'm very much slating my feature cocktail videos for Fridays now. No, we'll see how this goes. And in fact, again, Charlie, talking to you as my producer and ideas and stuff, and that idea we talked about a while ago about the search for the ultimate cocktail, I was actually thinking, the place I'm going this weekend, if I get to have the conversation about making a video and they're into it, just thinking about, besides, doing a little feature on the venue, getting some stuff for the book movie, and actually getting people who are in the biz talking about, if someone was searching for the ultimate cocktail, how do you think that would go? What are we exploring? What's the ultimate for you? I just think it has the potential to be very interesting. And yes, I feel that if they say no, keep talking to places that will maybe say yes. But again, ironically, this is one of my favorite places, and more than a year ago. Like, okay, when was the friggin'... I don't even remember when the freaking... What am I looked into here then, Grazi? Where are my subscriptions on this one? Show more shorts. Okay, I'm just searching various things. Okay, now you know what? There we go. Angry Cocktails. 1.77k subscribers. Videos. Elysium. No. Whiskey. Oh, it's Elysian. I spelled it wrong. Okay, I have a... I just want to remember how long ago it was I made an attempt to do this. The Elysian was, okay, a year ago. It was May. Okay, it's coming up on, God, it's almost 2 years ago that I did the video at the Elysian. That's when I wanted to... It was a Ray's put the idea in my head to do the movie. With the ultimate cocktail would be the old-fashioned. I mean, that would be my take on the ultimate cocktail, quite honestly. But I think... I guess the common... If I got to do this stuff in a whole bunch of bars and talk to people, I think the two questions I'd like to be in common is, what do you look for in a cocktail as a professional? And second is, what advice do you give someone from the public who maybe doesn't know that much about cocktails? What advice would you give them for exploring the world of cocktails. So I think it's a get those two things: advice for noobs, people who don't know about the scene, what they should do, what they should search for, and then advice from professionals. Like, as a professional, this is what I look for. I feel like the ultimate cocktail, old fashioned, is being like the purest cocktail. Yeah, it's like a margarita pizza. It is your base thing. Can you make a good old fashioned? It's only 9:30. I feel like making an old fashioned. Aha! What do we got? What do we have that I can do with an old fashioned? Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me. You know, I was talking about just finishing the whiskey barrel style. Maybe just. Oh, Jesus, it's going to put me to fucking sleep. Okay, let us go then, you and I. Got sugar syrup. Get ready, because here I come now. Do. Let's fucking go with this one. I got a third full. Do. That's pretty good. Use that next few whiskey cocktails I make. Finish it off. All right. Oh, you know, and I don't usually put saline in an old fashioned, but a couple of drops of saline. And we want bitters, of course. A horse is a horse is a horse, of course. Let's get some orange bitters. Seems fucked. Doesn't seem to be much bitters coming out of there. Okay. Aromatic bitters. Okay. Keith's song. Yeah, I was genuinely surprised that was so high in the hottest 100. Don't fuck with my trailer, cunt. Don't bug in my spot. It's the second time this week I'm about to lose the plot. I legit fucking had a neighbor like that once. Some fucking psycho who thought they owned a bit of the street parking. Jesus. It's not how streets work, dickhead. I just think Keith doing so well in the hottest 100 is indicative of the number of people who've had neighbors from hell. But it's funny. It's just a fun song. And Play Lunch generally are very fun, I think. They also had their cover of It's Raining Men in the hottest 100. Which is a good double, really. Keith and It's Raining Men. That whole thing of theirs of dressing like tradies, the shorts and the blue singlet and the sunglasses, and I feel like most of them have mullets. Oh dear. Also, we did call it play lunch when I was a kid. You get a bit older, you call it recess. I know generations after me called it little lunch. We called it play lunch when I was a kid. So, and also maybe it's a state thing as well, where you get different stuff in different states. I don't know. But it's kind of fun to see a band calling themselves play. Yes, and I also agree, Home for the Elderly, even if you haven't had a neighbor from hell, it's funny. Yeah, your kids call recess little lunch. Yeah. For me, it was like when you're in infants in primary school, you called it play lunch or little lunch, and you get a bit older, you call it recess. Yeah, it is a killer chorus in Keith, honestly. And it's just apparently the guy who plays Keith in the video is like a well-known Aussie Rules thing. If they call it on Bluey, if they call it Play Lunch on Bluey, of course all the kids raised on Bluey are all going to say Play Lunch as well. Bluey is very influential. God, I'm having flashes to the occasional stories about Bluey because it's so big globally. But outside of Australia, there are cultural references that people don't get, and particularly Americans who have their weird tendency to get a bit hysterical about things. They see something and they like an image and they don't know what it is, and they get really worked up. And well, what is that? What are they trying? Those are cricket stumps. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh yes, Heine, Station Rat is a good play on Chong. They're just generally funny. They got one about I'm sick of real estate apps. One they did with Auntie Donna, and there's one about being turned on by their sexy MILF neighbor. The song's called Hornback. Like she's such a hornback. They're so suburban. It's so funny. They're just like embracing their boganness, which is so good. Oh my God. Fuck me. Oh, that Starwood makes such a good old fashioned. Okay, so the interesting thing about that is because Starwood is famously aged in red wine barrels. That's the default. Aged in red wine barrels. And that was the decision David Vitale made early on. That's how he was going to do it. But a lot of Australian whiskey makers age the whiskey in ex-wine barrels, but also they try and source ex-bourbon barrels because the rules with bourbon is they can only use the barrel once. And so they sell the barrels and people make other whiskies and whatnot out of them. And apparently that was like the decision early on. Should we try and make this with ex-bourbon barrels or ex-wine barrels? They went with ex-wine. So that limited one they did where the whiskey was aged in ex-bourbon barrels, that's like the road not taken. So evidently, you watch Aussie shows, movies, they're like, tell it's a city person trying to stuff Aussie slang in a movie or show. Yeah, trying to fit 10 pounds of shit into a 5 pound. Oh, do you remember Kevin Rudd? Kevin Rudd used to try and Oz it up, and it was always so fucking awkward. It's like, dude, you're a university-educated, lifelong public servant. Saying fair sucker the sav doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Fuck, I love old fashions. That is a fucking good old fashioned. God damn. Good whiskey, good old fashioned. Okay. Well, I've told the story. Okay, so you missed out on the bourbon barrel one, which is nice as a variation. It's interesting. One of the ones where they had fucking a lottery for it, and the only one I haven't got when I went one was the stout barrel one, and I took it as a personal fucking insult when it's like, oh, you didn't get one in the lottery. And I was like, what? Fuck you. Fuck you. I bet it's, and I was doing sour grapes. Well, I bet it's shit. I bet it's shit. I bet it's no good. And then ages later, I think I was with Abigail in the Elysian whiskey bar, and they had the Starwood Stout cask, which I never got to taste. And I went, you know what? I need to just confirm for myself that I didn't miss out, that it's not that good. And so I was like, yeah, you know, I'll have a shot of the Starwood Stout cask. And I got it. It's so fucking good. I was so pissed off. But mind you, I think you can just get it at Dan's now, which often happens. They do an initial release Oh, I hear the robot shitting itself out there at the moment. I think Mrs. Angry's fixing it. Yeah, they do an initial release which is really limited, and then like 6 months later, some more barrels have matured and they show up in Dan Murphy's. So I shamelessly pushed Starwood, but that all goes back to Kirsten. Like when I seriously started on the cocktail stuff, early days of lockdown, Kirsten was working for Starwood, and she was like, "Get Starwood," and then she moved to Sydney and was with Archie Rose, and like, "Get Archie Rose." So I was like, "Yeah." Actually, now I just feel compelled to check. Is Dan's still selling the stout? Because I've never bought a bottle of the stout cask. Okay, what Starwood is Dan selling? Let's have a look. Nova, not on special. Although the base price for Nova, sorry, not Nova, twofold. The base price for twofold has gone down. 65. Nova still, well, 97. It used to be 99.99. Honeycomb, $85. Oh, wow. The new old fashioned is $10 off. That's 500 mils of premixed cocktail, which is actually astonishingly good. But I make my own old fashioned, so I'm not going to. Panettone, they've re-released $100. Panettone was okay. It was a little bit of a disappointment. Solera, 130. So good. The 100 proof, which I haven't had in ages, $150. They've still got unexpeated, the original peated barrel one, $155. They've still got the stout cask, $169. Damn. And they've got the second release peated finish, $150, but that's sold out. Unexpeated, that's hilarious. That's a really shitty name that they probably paid a marketer heaps to come up with. On ginger beer cask, that's really... I did have ginger beer cask. It was nice. So I could get a bottle of the stout cask for $170. Probably not going to. Yeah, Panettone wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it was... Oh, there's a really interesting... And you probably got the email too, Charlie. Message from David Vitale for hardcore fans. He's bought back control of Starwood. Like Diageo bought a percentage of Starwood some years back, and he just sent an email out. It says he's bought it back. He now completely owns Starwood again. It's like, that's confidence, brother. Fucking do it, man. Fucking do it. The one I've got that was never available and never will be available outside of direct from Starwood, and it's not around anymore, is the fucking peated cask. Cask strength, which I did send you a sample of, Charlie, and I've still got almost half a bottle, 55% ABV, aged in Lagavulin barrels, and they had to do a huge fucking PR job with Lagavulin to let them use the Lagavulin name. You know what? I'm going to do another whiskey. I was half going to do it tonight, but then I will be fucking smashed and fucked up. I'm going to do another whiskey tasting tomorrow night, just for fun. What are they like, the different whiskeys? The presentation was fantastic. The box it was in. Starwood are very good at presentation. But all the other limited editions I've had have ended up being available at Dan's at some point. Even the Vitalis. Maybe I'll do a tasting of my most obscure Star Wars tomorrow night. I did another survey thing for them, and I've got like a $25 voucher. Do I want to get something on the Star Wars site and save $25? Actually, now I've said that, what's on sale at the actual Starwood site at the moment? Starwood whiskey. I'm 18. Melbourne-made, globally renowned, modern Australian whiskey. New old-fashioned, Nova, honeycomb, twofold. Okay, let's fucking go. What the fuck have we got here? Shop whiskey. Shop all. Okay, so we can get twofold, which is more expensive than Dan's. That's interesting. Nova Solera, 100 proof. Honeycomb. Panettone. Oh, you can get ginger beer cask from Starwood, not from Dan's. $150. I know that was really popular with some people. Peated finish, $150. So the one thing you can get direct from Starwood that you can't get anywhere else, you can actually still get ginger beer cask direct from Starwood. $150, 48% ABV. Oh wait, they still have the octave barrel as well. Can't get that from Dan's anymore. $150. I had an octave barrel. I had a ginger beer cask. They're nice. I don't need to get them again. Side question. Oh, okay. The Edgar Allan Poe reference. It is the anniversary of the first publication of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. There you go. Yeah, so Charlie, yeah, the panettone doesn't. Oh, you've gone off Archie Rose. Okay, it depends which. Okay, so what Archie Roses do you have? I haven't bought an Archie Rose for a little while because, of course, Archie Rose make gin, rum, and whiskey. What Archie Rose whiskeys do I have still? Because I had a few over the years, but I haven't bought one for a while. Oh, this one's almost full. Single malt cask strength, aged in X rum casks. Okay, maybe I need to add that to the tasting tomorrow night. I've got some Archie Rose gin, and I've got some Archie Rose rum. I'm bigger. If I had to choose, I am bigger on Starwood than I am on Archie Rose, definitely. You've still got 3 whiskeys. I think I've only got the one. I've finished the other ones. But yeah, the one I've got is a cask strength that was aged in X rum barrels. Okay, I'll add the Archie Rose whiskey to the tasting tomorrow night. We do a few of my rarest Starwoods, and oh, you've got the rum cask single malt. Yeah, okay. Is that regular strength or cask strength is the question. The cask strength is like 55%. That's the one I've got, which I feel like I have not used in anything or even tasted for ages. So I should taste it tomorrow night. Oh, okay. I had the orange curacao cask. I kind of equate that with panettone, that on paper it sounded really good and I didn't dislike it, but I probably had higher hopes for it than it actually delivered. Oh yeah, okay. So you've got the you've got the same rum cask as me. Okay, too strong. But that's the thing. You can dilute it, have it in highballs or something. Oof. Okay, the thought popped. It's look. Okay, I'm going to disappear quickly and have a pee break because I'm enjoying this conversation. I should say. Are you robot? I just had that thought. The thought popped in my head after pee, and that was so distracting. I just had to do it. Heine, what Brain Dead in the Mail? Nice, the old Peter Jackson film. Oh yeah, okay. I had all of those. Whiskey Gone Awry. So I had those same Archie Rose ones. But yeah, I probably, like you, Charlie, I think I maybe lean more towards Archie Rose gins than Archie Rose whiskies. But okay, there was a fucking tasting thing set up in a mall in the city that a friend of mine was running, and she said if I wanted to get a bottle, she'd give me a staff discount. So I might. I was talking about doing it before Christmas, and I didn't. Yeah. Oh god, the Archie Rose gins. Okay, what ones do I have at the moment? I love Bone Dry. Do I still have Bone Dry? I might have fucking used it up because I love it so much. I've got their distiller's strength, 52.4%. Not quite Navy strength. Well, I think I've got more Four Pillars at the moment, actually. Oh, I've got this. I've got Archie Rose Sunrise Lime Gin, which is quite nice. God, I've got a couple Brogan's Way gins. Got a couple of Anthogins. Got Patient Wolf. What's in here? Archie Rose Triple Molasses Rum. All right. I'm actually a bit light on with Archie Rose gin at the moment. Because I think I finished the Bone Dry, which I fucking love in martinis, honestly. But I got their distiller's strength. If I want to kick a fucking cocktail up a notch. Yeah, I would. If we were going to narrow it down to one Archie Rose gin, I would go Bone Dry, definitely. I know I had the signature dry and I've just used it up because I really like it. I've still got the distiller strength. Fucking had the Bone Dry, but I've clearly finished it because I like it so much. Fuck, that's yummy. You have 2 garden gins that are getting spiderwebs metaphorically. Sorry, who make? Oh, Gordon's. Sorry, I misread Gordon's as garden. Yeah, and this is probably the biggest influence Kirsten had on me. I don't even consider getting gin that isn't Australian. It's just like, no, Australian gins shit all over gins around the world. I got a mix of whiskies, but it's dominated by Australians. I have a mix of rums where there's quite a strong Australian representation. I have a mix of brandies. I have a good few Australian brandies in there. But yeah, gin is just like, oh, I'm sorry. Australian gins are so fucking good. Why the fuck would I get? I mean, Gordon's is cheaper, sure, but it's all about quality for me. So I only get Australian gins. Bought the Gordons when you're on the cocktail train, like Jameson's. Yeah. Although Jameson's make some good whiskies too. I'm not sold on Irish or Scotch, honestly. I have one Irish whiskey, a Teeling single malt, and I have 2 different peated Scotch whiskies, which are really nice if I want smoke in a whiskey cocktail. There's a Lagavulin and God, what's the other one called? Lagavulin 12-year-old, which is pretty fucking cool, and Talisker. Oh, I do. Talisker is a bit lighter than Lagavulin, but Talisker is great in a cocktail. Yeah. Look, I reckon Jameson's makes a decent sour, makes a decent old fashioned, all that sort of thing. I'm not hooked into Irish or Scotch enough to have a really strong preference for anything. I just got so into Australian whiskies because I got a bunch of Starwards, Bakery Hill, which is local, Coastal Stone, it's from Sydney. Archie Rose from Sydney, Black Flank, which is another Victorian one. Got a couple of Tasmanian ones. Oh, and rye whiskey, the Gospel Rye fucking kicks ass. The Gospel Rye is awesome. You're drinking whiskey like 200, 300 bottle now. Yeah. No. Well, Kirsten did it to me, and I think I did it to you, Charlie. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, dude. If I get to Perth, we're hanging and we're drinking. I don't know if I've pushed this one on you. Gospel Rye. Fuck, they're good. Their limited editions are really good. I've probably had 3 or 4 limited release gospel ones, which are really good. But they have 2 in their core range. Solera, which is good. Gospel Straight Rye, which is slightly more expensive, which is fucking awesome. It's really good. And I've actually seen like hardcore whiskey people, hardcore whiskey snobs call Gospel like the second best rye in the world. It's like, same as a kid, everyone on the street started getting into Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. But yeah, we've discussed this multiple times on streams. When people say, oh, it's alcohol, you're an alcoholic. It's like, no, I'm not an alcoholic because alcoholics don't have collections. They have empty bottles. I'm a compulsive shopper collector. since the fucking 80s. Since I was, when I was at uni, it was vinyl records, then it was comic. Actually, and books were in there. And yeah, the last 10 years, particularly the last 6 years, it's been about collecting alcohol, not about, although I do like drinking it. Yeah. I think, it was Greg from How to Drink, because I think his dad was an alcoholic. When people say, and he said it first, and he's going like, people say like, I'm doing all this stuff, like you do all this, and you have all these booze, and are you an alcoholic? And he's going, no, alcoholics do not have collections of booze. Alcoholics have empty bottles. So my collection, an alcoholic would basically kill themselves with. An alcoholic would just churn through that like a bottle a day and be dead inside a month, like Nicolas Cage in Leaving Las Vegas. Would a medical professional say, I drink too much alcohol? Yes. Yes, they would. I'm not going to shy away from that a medical professional would say, I drink it. What's the plan for tomorrow night? Going to do my next video for the book, which is an Elixir Tropical. Now I've got in my head, definitely doing a whiskey tasting. Oh, yes, let's fucking do that. Because we got distracted and started talking about which director would we give a lifetime achievement to for the 21st century. And we'll see if Abigail's here. Because I don't like to upset Abigail, but she gets weirdly upset at things that I don't expect. But yeah, to accommodate her, we put the Star Wars prequels into consideration, but I'm not going to shy away from it. There's no way the Star Wars prequels get into the best films. It's fucking stupid to suggest they would. Oh yeah, no, you and me both, Charlie, we got so into the director's thing, trying to go, and I think we pinned it down to one of two. Christopher Nolan just for the epic scale of his movies, or Paul Thomas Anderson for just doing something really different. Madam Butterfly, yes, you stayed out of the naughty, but that was just because you were quiet. I think if you pipe up, you automatically end in the naughty chair because you're naughty. You're giggling about the Oscars camp we were doing. I think it would be fun to try and pin down, because we must have had like 75 to 100 films on the list. And we need to just get really brutal and do the top 25 films of the 21st century. And they're not the top, they're just our favorites. Okay. Madam Butterfly, showing your ass tomorrow. Can't stop you. Booty shorts. Also, it was funny, like when you were saying to me all the stuff, you're coming back to Melbourne, it kept making me feel like you're threatening you're going to be here next week. But when I confirmed with you, you're talking about coming in December, which again, we could, we'll see if people on the chat want to do a meetup, because we did have a meetup last time you were here, which was fun. But yes, Madam Butterfly threatening to hit Melbourne and parade around the streets in her booty shorts, which will set Melbourne on fire, honestly. But, it's all good in the hood. So, yeah, okay. So tomorrow night, I think I'll get you on, Charlie. We'll cull that list. We'll get really fucking brutal and come up with the top 25 films of the first 25 years of the 21st century. And then we'll discuss, why is Fury Road the best? No, we'll be open, but because, we're being unscientific. It's just stuff we fucking like. Yeah, it's how the California fires started. Madam Butterfly went from Memphis up to California. Yep, that makes sense. All right. But I'm definitely doing a whiskey tasting tomorrow night. I've got that into my head. I got to do my next book video that I've scripted, as I mentioned. We do that movie talk, which I think will be fun. And we'll just, do the crazy shit, go wild. All right. All right. So we're all good in the hood. We've got plans for tomorrow night. Oh, see, I don't have any larks at the moment. I emptied my last lark bottle. And it's like, I don't begrudge Bill Lark being able to charge premiums for his whiskey because we owe all modern Australian distilling to Bill Lark, quite honestly. So, tip of the hat to Bill Lark. He can charge as much as he wants for his whiskies, really. Ooh, okay. Let's talk tomorrow, but let's talk about the framing for a music week. Madam Butterfly. Yes, meetup was fun. I know you're serious about wearing booty shorts. I know that's not a vague general thought. Ooh, okay. Okay, see, because I'm locked into 80s music. So looking at the last 25 years in music, that sounds like fun. Yeah, cherry time. Cherry time. So there's a big cherry, which is nice. It's more crispy and firm. Tastes a bit more like a real cherry. It's yummy though. I fucking love these cherries. Fuck yeah. Oh, 80s songs? Dude, if we talk about 80s music, that's my fucking wheelhouse. Fucking Luxardo cherries, man. Oh my god, I love them so fucking much. How many of these ones are left? God, there's only about two. There's only about two of the big cherries left. Oh my god, I love those fucking cherries so fucking much. All right. Okay, well, we'll do a general. We're going to start a music conversation tomorrow night. We'll see where it goes. Because I'm fucking bang up for that shit. Oh, please, before I go to bed, give me a hot take, Charlie. I love hot takes. Give me a hot take. Because I'm not shy with the fucking hot takes. So if you got one, I want to hear it. Oh, I'm going to fucking peel some orange peel while you talk about this. I'm going to save this because I think this is going to dry out too much tomorrow. Lyrics by Mr. Oh, Kyrie. Okay, now I know that. I'm not a Mr. person. No. Well, Mr.'s two hits were Broken Wings and Kyrie. Kyrie was a bit more anthemic. Broken Wings was a ballad. Definitely not a Mr. guy. I have extremely strong opinions about the ultimate 80s music. Oh, shit. Fucking drop that peel. 5-second rule. All right, save this orange peel for tomorrow. Probably juice this orange tomorrow. 80s song. Okay, we need to talk about 80s driving songs, maybe. Okay. As a teaser, I'm really into this. I'm really into where we are potentially going. Oh man, I have to make some more of my liqueur. It's almost gone. I do have lots of the sugar syrup, so that's okay. I might even, I'll make some tomorrow so I can barrel age it for a while. Oh, and I think I'll do it with my spiced berry syrup as well. Alrighty. Little bit of the liqueur in there. So Mrs. Angry has a nice flavor for her hot chocolate in the morning. I'm not sure I'll make it as a vid because I was planning to make a video of the next time I make the syrup, but I got a lot of the syrup. So we'll see. But, okay, I'm going to go now. Sleepy bobos. Go strap up my finger. Been doing exercises during the stream. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. So you'll take care. And we'll get hyped for a big party night tomorrow night. But bye for now.
You are totally fucked!